Hi, Editing Peony here. I'm gonna try and make this quick. So, this video was supposed to come out in March, but I kept getting interrupted by random things happening in my real life, and as I'll mention in a minute, I'm being on my period and being sick and dealing with a bunch of stuff in real life. So I apologize if this came out, so unfortunately timed. I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot April Fool's Day was happening until a notification popped up on my phone. But yeah, anyways, love you little dreamers, and I'm sorry that the rest of this video is in text-to-speech. Okay, bye!
Well, this is an unsurprising development. Yeah, so I'll cut this one short. I'm kinda but not really sick, and I'm also on my period, so recording is a hassle all on its own. I'm also preparing to go to college in the fall and trying to start up my Patreon, so any support right now is immensely appreciated. So, what are WildChildz? WildChildz is a doll franchise started initially in 2015 by DreamCloud LLC, centered around animal-themed dolls from a wide array of different countries, and as stated on their website and Instagram, self-titled growls on the prowl for wild style. As of 2025, the first series of dolls having been in production for 10 years now, we still haven't gotten any updates yet, but I am more than excited and hopeful that soon we'll be getting some news. Regardless, I became so excited by this series and its concept that I decided, what way to congratulate WildChild's 10-year anniversary than to make a game doll theory based on the unreleased characters on the website and potential ideas for a series. Also, if any of you recognize this voice from anywhere. No, you don't. Regardless, let's get to the juicy bits. What the hell is this video? On Thursday, November 28th of 2024, I made the following Reddit post stating, "Hello all. Been doing some research on WildChildz for a video summary, theory video I'm planning on doing. At the moment I've come to a couple conclusions, but I wanted to ask the thoughts and feelings of the rest of the community before I started deep diving. For the moment we know a couple things are true. Fabiana is a red fox, proven by an artist post that I think must have collaborated with the WildChildz account in order to gain such pictures and information for the art, who is possibly American. Evidence mostly being her t-shirt that says cow growl, which implies that cows exist. Mirandy is a squirrel monkey, proven by the same artist, who could possibly be Central and South American, but specifically she could be from Brazil, Bolivia, Colombia, Peru, and or Venezuela. Scimitar is a snake, possibly a king cobra, based on the shape of her headpiece, which could mean that she's possibly from Southeast Asia, ranging from northern India, east to southern China, including Hong Kong and Hainan, south throughout the Malay Peninsula and east to western Indonesia and the Philippines. Ladonna is an African lioness, which has been proven from the first Instagram post about her. Now here are the ones I've been struggling the most with, beginning with the mostly unidentified male characters. Gomez is a gorilla, both by the obvious coloring, facial features, and, well, his name starting with a G, but we haven't gotten an exact pinpoint on what type of gorilla he is. Specifically, he could be a mountain gorilla, an eastern lowland gorilla, a cross-river gorilla, or a western lowland gorilla, which means he could be from Cameroon, Central African Republic, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Angola, which is a lot of ground to cover. To be fair, my best guess is possibly the eastern lowland gorilla, since that's the most popular gorilla, but I'd like to hear yours thoughts. Wallet is possibly the most difficult to pinpoint, since he's kind of wolf-like, being grey with pointed ears, but that could define a lot of animals in all fairness. The name Wallet also makes this difficult since, well, Wallet doesn't have a definite name origin in any of my searches. If anybody has any information, that'd be totally awesome, but if we're going for the wolf angle, that is a lot more ground to cover, since the grey wolf is found across North America, Europe, and Asia. Elliot is the easiest to probably pinpoint, since he's clearly an avian species. He's a white, red and blue bird, so either he's a North American bald eagle or a Cuban trogon from, well, Cuba, although I think that's a bit less probable since that's a bit of a stretch to guess, since the Cuban trogon is a bit less popular. And finally, the unnamed and the unidentified colors. First off, we obviously have The elephant, she's the only character whose background color hasn't been used beforehand, being a more red-orange color, while the other unidentified colors are rainbow, hot pink, maroon, and lilac. Although it is clear that she's an African elephant, either an African bush elephant or an African forest elephant, but then there's rainbow. So I've seen a couple theories floating around, such as this one being a toucan, the Neotropics, which is a major biogeographic area that includes Central and South America, and southern Mexico, or maybe a scarlet macaw, from southern Mexico to Peru, as well as Bolivia, and/or eastern Brazil and the island of Trinidad. I do absolutely love these theories, but I do have a couple other ideas, such as the panther chameleon, found in the eastern and northern parts of Madagascar, the mandrill, native to West Central Africa, the Madagascan sunset moth, native to Madagascar, the peacock spider, which are native to Australia, with most species found in the southern half of the country, Western Australia, New South Wales, Victoria, and Tasmania, and/or the mandarin duck, Eastern Asia, including China, Japan, Korea, and parts of Russia. Hot pink, this one could be a couple of options, but specifically my best contenders could be a flamingo, native to the Americas, including the Caribbean, and two species native to Afro-Eurasia, a roseate spoonbill, native to southeastern coast of the United States or even farther afield to Mexico or Central and South America, an axolotl, again a bit of a stretch but a girl can dream, native to the freshwater lakes of Lake Xochimilco and Lake Chalco in the Valley of Mexico, or a pink fairy armadillo, native to the deserts and scrublands of central Argentina, or possibly a pig, which I'd also be very happy with. Technically they are native to Europe, Asia, and North Africa. But domesticated pigs are native to the Neolithic, both in East Asia and in the Near East. Maroon, this is a bit of a difficult one, but I think the best contenders are red pandas, native to the eastern Himalayas in places like China, Nepal, and Bhutan, tomato frogs, native to Madagascar, and the scarlet ibis, native to South America, ranging from Venezuela to Brazil. Lilac, now technically this could fit a couple of animals, such as the lilac rabbit, Great Britain and the Netherlands, the eastern indigo snake, native to the southeastern United States, or the Indian purple frog, native to the Western Ghats in India. But most likely I think this could also correlate to a snow biome animal, in which case the absolute top contenders could be the polar bear, native to the Arctic and subarctic, the snow leopard, native to the mountains of Central and South Asia, the snowy owl, the Arctic regions of North America and the Palearctic, the emperor penguin, only found in Antarctica, walrus, native to the Arctic Ocean and subarctic seas, and/or the harp seal, the Arctic and North Atlantic Oceans. Obviously some of these are stretches, but I'd love to hear all of your thoughts. As of currently, aka March 20th of 2025, the update still hasn't updated and is still on the landing page loading screen where it states, "Hey growls and oots. Things are changing and we are about to launch into the new future awaiting us. The energy, the thrill, and the fear of the unknown. It's so reminiscent of when the four of us first moved to Zoofari City. It was something scary for all of us to move here from our respective hometowns, countries. But what luck. We all happened to live at the Palm Apartments at that time in Zoangeles. We got to know each other, explored the city, and found the wonders and opportunities that unfolded before us. Can hardly wait for the journey to begin. Cheers to the next part, it's going to be one heck of a wild ride. XOXO the growls, Giselle, Ping, Taja, and Sari." Along with the Instagram page also having not been updated since the National Wildlife Day post on September 4th of 2024. Obviously I don't think the line's been cancelled or anything, this is just par for the course for WildChildz, but I'm seriously hoping we get some updates soon. But until then, it's time for my personal theories on how a potential animated series would look and potentially what the entire WildChildz franchise would look like as a whole. Now, obvious warning for all of you having watched this far, this is again just my theories on what the series would look like, and essentially all just my ideas given to you. And potentially a pitch to DreamCloud, please hire me. I love your work. So my theory is that WildChildz and Ergo's Ophari city is somewhere in the human world but is hidden away for the safety of those who live here, because the animals in this world have the ability to essentially become human-sized furries. Ophari City is a safe haven for wild animals, and is hidden in America. Ophari City is structured similarly to human society. However, they only just recently started to use technology, and the Growls are on the internet in an attempt to tell the world about who they are, where they came from, and why environmental and animal conservation is extremely important. With the help of course their fellow animals in Ophari City. If the series just wanted to exist with that premise to not go any darker, then I'd completely understand, but honestly this line gives me early Monster High and Ever After High vibes, and I'm kinda sorta hoping that if they do decide to tell stories with their characters that it's a meaningful one, which leads us to how the girls go to Ophari. The zoo business is especially in America incredibly rampant, and I could see that maybe the Growls came to America by part of either being taken from the wild to be sold into a zoo, or simply being born in a zoo in America and eventually escaping to go to Ophari City, where they'd eventually meet and become closer friends. Maybe they try to help other animals escape from zoos, or maybe they stay in WildChildz and help new animals adjust to life in the city. There'd also be a lot of relationship drama since, well, that shit's just fun to write. Plus we've already got a canon couple with Chizelle and Chase. So either they could just go for a furry slice of life or furry animal rescue. I like either one tbh. I'd also hope that the series also focuses on their home countries, and teaches about the environments they come from. A little edutainment if you will. Now enough about my dumb rambles. How about we get to my toy ideas? Well, as I've mentioned, I already can see a lot of potential for this doll line. I'm a zoologist/marine biologist at heart, and the idea of a doll line tackling something as creative and fun as animals is simply too exciting to not fantasize about. For example, aquarium fish, Bo for the Cambodian betterfish, Angel the Peruvian angelfish, Gemji the Chinese goldfish, and Rutna the Thai red-tailed black shark. Terrarian reptiles, Bo the Australian bearded dragon, Gabriella the green anole, Chunlin the Chinese water dragon, and Connie the corn snake. Petting zoo animals, Blanche the black Wensleydale sheep, Adrian the harlequin rabbit, Shona the Shetland pony, and Vin the Vietnamese pot-belly pig. Arctic zone, Pana the polar bear, Patia the puffin, Quentin the cookie cutter shark, and Noah the now. Great apes, Bijou the bonobo, Chausica the central chimpanzee, Sumani the Sumatran orangutan, and Gita the eastern bullock gibbon. African savanna, Malaga the Maasai giraffe, Wada the white rhinoceros, Kola the African buffalo, and Tufa the leopard tortoise. Aviary amphitheater, plus the blue-throated macaw, Amygdala the emerald toucanet, Flora the chilling flamingo, and Praya the Indian peafowl. Australian outback, Kirali the kangaroo, Kieran the koala, Cassandra the cassowary, and Emma the echidna. Shark Week, Gilbert the great white shark, Lucidity the leopard shark, Lucero the lemon shark, and Thatcher the thresher shark. Marine Park, Oyard the orca, Dolph the dolphin, Star the sea lion, and Skimmer the stingray. So far that's all I have for this theory video. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts and idea for a WildChildz series. I'm thinking each new line could come out with like a special episode or a movie, just for the fun of it. I was also considering playset ideas and how everything could be implemented, so if you'd like to see a part 2, please be sure to support me by subscribing or checking out my Patreon. I'd love to also collaborate with other artists who are fans of WildChildz if possible. Well, that's all for now. Good night, dream light, and don't Google Tammers 1 2 3 4 5.